Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler, also known as the Ches, and this is Chezzy Tunes, where I try to bring humor and entertainment to the EDM space. And today we are back with some more Muerte and Stoned level. And I'm always really excited to check out Muerte because one, I just really enjoy his music. I think he is really perfecting his sound, the just energy that it has, the aggression that it has, but also the sort of musicality and orchestration that is included with the music that he produces, all the violins, and there's this very musical dance to it while also hitting you with that ba, ba, ba. It's really, really unique, really, really cool. And I do also enjoy Stoned level as well. I can't say I have as deep of a grasp of Stoned level's music and style as I do Muerte, but I have listened to a fair amount of Stoned level and do enjoy what he is doing as well. I also started this channel with a Muerte reaction, so he has another little special place in my heart because this channel grew from the roots of a Muerte reaction. So thank you to Muerte for producing an EP that was worth starting this channel for. I appreciate you, but I am a little worried here because this is an EP called Stoned to Death, which is just a full from front to back collaboration between Stoned level and Muerte. And I did already do a reaction to the title track, Stoned to Death, on this channel. It was a single that was released quite a while back, and I wasn't really that thrilled with it. I wasn't really that impressed. It felt like a watered down version of both of their styles. It felt like it wasn't doing anything super impressive on Muerte's end or on Stoned level's end. It felt like they both came together to make something more average than either of them do on their own. And sometimes that is how collabs go. Either it elevates both artists and come together and you're like, whoa, this is what they can do when they come as one unit. Other times it's like both of them bringing the sort of distilled bare bones version of their music and combining it into something more bland. But this time we do have 9 whole tracks to get through, meaning 8 of these have a chance to impress me. So we're hoping for at least one banger on here. At least one banger between the two of you. Come on, you've got this. I believe in you. But this is Stoned to Death, Stoned level, and Muerte, a 9-track album. Let's see what they got for us. Like I said, I already did hear the title track here, the first track, Stoned to Death. So I'm not really going to have too much to comment on here, but we will listen to it. It has been a little while. Let me get a refresher of what we're getting ourselves into. I don't even really think I've returned to it since the reaction. I don't remember it being bad, but just lacking the character, the personality I expect from both of these guys, honestly. It's got a good intro though. Intro's fine enough.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Like it's produced well enough. There's not glaring issues with it, but it feels very forgettable. It doesn't have much that's sticking with you. These are not memorable sounds, which is why I haven't really returned to it, nor do I remember. I don't even remember hearing this. It was just that mundane. I needed a little more oomph. Okay, I definitely remember this because this was the most interesting part about it. Almost the Dr. P vibes, I believe I called it, and I still feel that way. The big boss vibes. So I need a little more fun like this throughout the album, and then we might be in business. Yeah, this song definitely gets progressively better as it goes on. Each section is better than the last, but even at its best, still a bit forgettable. But we're improving. Assuming they made these in the order they were released, assuming this was the first big collab that they did, maybe that's fine. Maybe they're finding their footing, just kind of having a good time. And then they got progressively goofier and stranger and were going more outside the box the more time that they spent together in the studio. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't need this to be the best Muerte song. I don't need this to be the best Stoned level song. I don't even need to necessarily hear a great song, but I do want to hear you having fun and being creative. I want it to at least not be a boring song. That's all I ask. Don't be boring. So I'm hoping we only go up from here. Next is Loud Pack, which I definitely listened to once on my own when it came out a little while back. But again, don't remember it. So I feel like it was another relatively forgettable track. So let's move into it and see if I'm misremembering. Maybe it was better than I thought. Another good atmospheric intro here. Stoned to Death also had a good intro. And also just want to say, like, the two of them have a overall similar kind of vibe to them, so it's a good that they collabed. I'm glad we have 9 collabs between them now, but I want them to be able to elevate each other, play off of each other a little more. So let's see, come on. Have some fun with it. I'm more interested in this one already. I definitely just skimmed through it the first time I heard it, so let me really take it in. Okay, that feels like a good mixture of their sounds. This feels a little stoned levelly. This first drop is better than the first drop of Stoned to Death. Got a little more character to it, a little more memorability to it. We climbed a rung of the ladder at least, but it's a pretty tall ladder. We're still barely off the ground. If you fell off this ladder, you'd be perfectly fine. Second drops though, second drops. Why am I putting an S on it? I don't know, second drops. It's similar to the first drop, but you took some pieces out. Feels less interesting than the first drop. I like the fill though. Yo! Some cool extra bits in there, but the bits aren't good enough to be like, oh. Because that's why I do want to hear a good song. Oh! Literally me. Want to hear a good song. Oh! And I have not done that yet. Unironically, at least. So, like, the first half of this one was more enjoyable than the first half of Stoned to Death. But the second half of Stoned to Death did more interesting things. It definitely changed the first drop significantly in the second half of Stoned to Death. While this one, the second half of Loud Pack felt like a stripped down version of its first half. So I feel like it lost my interest in the second half. So... I don't know, mix them both together maybe and we'll have a good song, but still not doing it for me. But the next one is the slinging slasher, and anyone that, you know, a good old SpongeBob reference, that's usually a good sign. If it has a SpongeBob sample in here, now we're talking. Now we're talking. With a name like that, it sounds like you might be having fun. I want you to just have fun, just have fun. So far, it doesn't seem like you're having too much fun. It's like you're trying to meet expectations rather than just goof off together. Okay, it's got some passive strings, very Muerte-y. That sounds like Blackbelly or something? Almost in the background there? One of Muerte's songs. Okay, a weird intro. A little disjointed, but here we go. Oh. I like those stabs underneath. Yeah, the thickness of those stabs are holding this thing together. I don't like the yo. It's got some sounds that are like, oh, girthy. Other sounds are like, nerf me. They nerf me. Yeah, those stabs are what's holding it together. So another mixed bag so far, but the most interested my ears have been in the sound so far. So moving in the right direction. Seems like we're progressing each song. Okay, I like the intricate nature of it. It's got a lot of little sounds and stabs and stuff. I just don't like the sound choice. It's a little metallic-y, a little screechy, a little grating. But I'm seeing more semblance of the people involved in the track, at least with this one. It's feeling more like a Muerte Stone level collab. Also, shout out to the fact that Stone level and Muerte can be stoned to death. That's pretty cool. I like when artists can have a cool collab name. Stoned to Death is a pretty sick one, I gotta say. So yeah, I feel like I described it well enough as I was going, so we will just keep moving on to MAGIK Puffer. Given the fact that it's called Stoned to Death, there's a couple references to, you know, puffing and getting high and things like that. Like, obviously you guys smoke. There is smoke. I need more I'm high energy. It doesn't feel like you're high in the studio right now. It doesn't feel like you're just zoned out chilling in the studio. Where's the goofy energy? Come on. Okay. 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 There you go. Now we're talking. This is unique. I don't like this higher pitched synth you added, but that might just be a taste thing. I don't usually like a lot of higher pitched synths, but this kind of like stuttering chainsaw energy is cool and a little wacky, a little unique. This seems more playful. This is what I'm looking for. Not to elevate to new heights, but just to take me in a different direction than I'm used to. Yeah, this feels a little more random. This feels more like, yeah, just two bros, let's make a song together. Yeah, let's go to hip hop for a minute. Like, this is the energy I want from these two coming together. Just dudes being dudes in the studio. Just looking for a good time, and that's what I'm getting with this one. More than the other three so far. Yeah. Right. Very cool sounds. The singing, the vocals in here are getting a bit obnoxious. I wish they weren't playing during the drop as much, or at least they're chopped up or something. But maybe it's because I've heard a lot of songs where people are yelling at me lately from the hardstyle video I did recently. So that could be throwing me off. Maybe I just need a breather. Having some PTSD. Not that it's the greatest produced song or the best song I've heard from these two, but it had the most fun, chaotic energy where it's just, yeah, let's throw that in there. Let's throw that sample in there. Let's do a little melody here. Let's do a little hip hop beat. Let's have a cool guttural sound. Like, it sounds like two people just coming together and making fun music. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I wanted from this. And that is finally what I've been delivered with track number 4. Let's keep that style going. Let's keep that vibe, energy, type of song going. Keep on moving. Next up is Up High. Have a good time, boys. Yeah. Okay. Okay, boys. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. Yeah. We're having a good time. Yep. Yeah. Pretty damn thick. But I think that's mostly all it's got going for it, is just kind of the thickness. Not entirely my style, but very different from the other ones we've gotten. So I approve. I still very much approve. You stretch for a minute. We'll stand up for the second drop because I just need to stretch a bit. Touch your toes, everybody. I like all those rolling kicks in there. A slightly strange transition out of there, but minor complaint. Minor nitpick. Although Muerte does have some strange transitions at times. That one wasn't really my type of thing. I don't think it clicked with me, but it is still going in the direction that I want in terms of the energy that it has, in terms of the approach that it has. It did just sound like, yo, come on, bro, let's make another beat together. And then they whip that out. It's giving me the vibe that I want of just, yeah, let's find some random sample. Yeah, that works. All right, make a beat around it. Okay, now what kind of drop could we do? Yeah, that sounds good. What? That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I'm getting. It's just that one, the style didn't completely click with me. but you're in the headspace that I'm looking for. So that's good, but lower on the list overall for me. Next up is Lethal Strain. Sounds like me going. Hear that in my throat. The Adam's apple. Okay. See, this is what I want. It doesn't really sound like Muerte or Stone level. It's just, we're just having a goofy time. I like the part of my ear that it's triggering. What's the drop gonna be? Is it gonna be still subdued? Okay. I like the production of this one. This one feels a little more cleanly mixed, I guess. Less like punchy, but not in a bad way. Nothing's hitting you quite as like aggressively. It feels smoother on the ears and in a positive way. And yeah, there's some melodic elements to it. Very cool fills. Ooh. Yeah. There's some little tidbits in here I like a lot. This one feels the most diverse overall. I got it. Stop popping in my ear. Second drop. Yeah, I like the flow of everything. Whoa, yeah. There's moments in here that really stand out. I think it's, again, just slightly longer than it needs to be. Just slightly, though. That one might be my favorite overall package. I don't know if it's my favorite drop or it has my favorite section, but I think as an overall package, that one might be the best. I think it feels the most fully realized. It's intricate. It has kind of different styles. It feels well mixed as well. So I think it feels just the most cohesive to me overall. Again, it doesn't mean it's my favorite to listen to. I don't know if it's the one I would come back to the most, but it just felt the most concrete in my mind as an idea. And I enjoyed it. I think it was pretty solid overall. Next up, though, is SMOKESHOW. We got a ominous opening again. Been a little bit. Yeah. I do love when they go for this vibe. Got some orchestral elements. It feels very ominous, very foreboding, I believe is the word I want. If not, I'm gonna use it anyway because it's a cool word. Yeah, I like this intro, but we need a drop that pays it off. Well executed, but still a bit bland. This one would go good in a set of any sort, but I feel like I have treaded on this territory before. I feel like I came here years ago. There's a distant memory, but I recognize this place. Okay, get a little more fun with it. Yeah, most of it's just a whoa, 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 whoa. Very too riddim-y. Or too much in the riddim territory. I mean, they both make riddim, obviously, but they do riddim with flair. They do riddim with pizzazz, and I don't feel like this one has the pizzazz. It just feels pretty standard riddim over here. I do like the intro and the section, though. Just slightly different from the first drop. Maybe a little more aggressive. I like the processing of it a bit more. Yeah, okay. You lost me a little bit with that one. We're falling more into the first couple tracks here in terms of the vibe it's presenting. Just because I know what both of them can do on their own, even though they make riddim a lot of times, it's the fills in it or the kind of way it switches up or stutters or adds an extra element or a sample in there. There's personality. It's riddim but elevated a lot of times, and that didn't feel elevated. Well made, forgettable though. Penultimate track. Painkiller. Let's go. Crack my fingers, cause myself some pain, so I can get the painkiller. I can't tell what she's saying, but it's kind of eerie. I like this beat, this just kick. It's doing something for me. Yeah, I like the sounds of this intro. I'm here. I'm intrigued. Come on, please. You got this. The mixing of this one's a little odd. The main harsh synths I don't like, but the very rumbly nature of the sub is really cool. But everything's a little muddy. Everything feels a little messy here. I do need a painkiller, so a little disappointed by the drop. But it's not over. We got plenty more to go. Let's see. There's still time to bring it around. There are times where I don't like the first drop, but the second drop, it's like, oh, you're going this route. Okay. I mean, I guess you had to do it. It's like in the contract of everyone that makes music these days in the EDM space, like you have to contractually add this at least to one song on your album. I get it. So that's fine. Just a requirement by the label. Completely uninteresting and unoriginal, but we'll let it slide. All right, give me one more. Give me drop. Fix the issues with the first drop and bring it home. I know you can. I believe in you guys. You guys know what you're doing usually. You got this. Entice me. Make me do whatever sound I did in the beginning that I forgot. Oh! I love the atmosphere that this one has surrounding the drops, though. Okay, it feels a little cleaner than the first drop did. That's a big snare. Given how much I like the building around it, the blocks that surrounded the drop, I'd say that one is okay. That one was okay. Somewhere in the middle ground for me in terms of enjoyment with the album as a whole so far. Because it did have elements I liked. It had some character to it, but the drops just, they weren't quite there for me. But we do have one final track here, the final exhale. Can we have a banger right at the end? Let's find out. Come on, boys. Come on. Bring it home for me. We got a good tone to this intro here. Good, mysterious energy. Okay. Got some instruments involved. Love this so far. Pull out all the stops. Just go wild. Have fun with it. Do your worst or your best or however you want to describe it. Just do something. Something I'm gonna remember for one reason or another. I'm gonna assume the position. That's thick. I spit. It was so thick that I spit. Ah! That had some Muerte element to it. The weird, like shifting note there. Felt very Muerte. I see some biddies of y'all in here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Still not my favorite, but I'm seeing a little more of them in this song, which I like. We're just having a lengthy outro. I think that might be it. This one's very nice and pretty outside the drop. Your final exhale. We're out. We've made it. We were stoned to death, and somehow we still made it. Or died, I guess, actually. That was our final exhale, the last one we'll ever do. We died, we're dead. Well, RIP, I guess. Okay, we made it through the Stoned to Death LP, and it is a very mixed bag for me. I think only one or two songs maybe just weren't great, or I really just didn't like that much, but the overall vibe is forgettable, a little mundane. Like, it's all well produced. A lot of it's still thick. A lot of it has the bass. I feel like if you didn't hear a lot of Stoned level or Muerte music, these would hit a little harder. It's more so because I know what they are capable on their own, that I have higher expectations, and a lot of these songs let me down just in the fact that they feel a little more generic in their execution. But there are definitely some highlights, whether it's in individual songs or songs as a whole. I still think Hash Slinging Slasher and Magic Puffer are my favorites, maybe even up high. Definitely just the middle of the LP is kind of the peak in terms of showing a more goofy side, or just like we're just having fun, making fun music and doing whatever comes to our brain in these tracks, while a lot of the other ones come off as very basic riddim, still executed well, but not doing anything I haven't heard before, whether from them in the past or from other artists in the space. I do feel like a lot of the intros and outros, like the world building around the drops, was pretty consistently good, or at least for a majority of the album, especially with Final Exhale and Painkiller there. I really enjoyed the way those were crafted, even if the drop of Painkiller, for instance, didn't quite click with me. So there's definitely moments here where you see them shine through, whether it's Muerte style or Stoned level style, or just the creativity of both of them coming together. Because I either want it to be some of the best that I've heard from either of them, or I just want it to be two producers just having fun in the studio. And I don't feel like we consistently got either of those things. I mean, 9 tracks is a lot to collab on, so it's not like I expected 9 absolute bangers. That would be crazy, but I was expecting maybe a little more consistency here. So I'd say I'm 50-50 on it overall, but it has its moments. I'd say at least half of these tracks have something that I enjoyed, whether it's specific sounds, certain fills, the intro, maybe just the second drop, or whatever it was. I think there's enough here that it's worth at least going through. And maybe I am just being a little harsher given my expectations of these two. I don't think most of it was bad. Again, just forgettable. There is a difference between bad and forgettable. I was still being hit by the bass. It was still thick. It's just a lot of it. There are certain Muerte or Stoned level tracks where I can picture that drop in my head. I can remember that part. I remember how it went. I remember being blown away by a certain moment or certain sound, or just like, whoa, like I've never heard that before. And most of these did not give that to me, which is why it's hard to praise it the way I would an individual release that I've heard from both of these guys. I'm still glad that this type of thing was made. It does still feel like, whatever, we're just gonna make some tracks together and put them out there. Even if they're not all bangers, we made these songs, let's share them with the world. And that is great. Both of you obviously are very talented. I've loved individual tracks and releases from both of you guys, but not all these landed the way I would have liked. But there were some moments of enjoyment, some things I did like, and I might put 1 or 2 of these in a playlist. And honestly, that's all I can ask for. But what did you guys think? Let me know what you think of Stoned level. Let me know what you think of Muerte. And let me know what you think of Stoned to Death. What were your favorite tracks? What were your least favorite tracks? And what should I check out next? As always, a big thank you to my patrons. I really appreciate your support. And a big shout out to my absolute tune, Will Vegas. Your support really does mean the world to me. If you're interested in early access to my videos, uncut versions of all of my reactions, and bonus content every single month, consider checking out the Patreon. I put videos uncut on there way before the edited versions come to YouTube. So if you want more of me and access to me way before everyone else, consider checking out the Patreon. Links in the description. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate all of your support. Let me know what I should check out next, and keep on jamming out, my dudes. Peace!